What's on? How are we doing? Saturday, which can mean only one thing. It's tutorial time. Today, we're going to be learning front feebs on the transition. So for this one, you're going to at least need to be able to do frontside 5-0 grinds on the coping, and ideally frontside 50s as well. So like many of our other mini tricks, we're going to start this one off by learning it stooling on the ramp, and then we're going to try grind it after that. So with the stooling, we're going to start with the approach, and you're going to be going dead straight into this one. We'll save the angle for when we're trying to grind it. As you come up onto this side, you're getting ready to push the front over, and you're aiming to get just this wheel over the coping here. Now what this is going to make you do is lock in over like this, and that's your front feeble position. That's where we want to be. When we're in this position, you're going to be mainly holding on with your toes. Toes on this side, toes pointing out this way. I like to push my foot right out, so my toes are poking it over, and that's how I hold it on that top deck there in position. And then all you've got to do is worry about the coming back in. So that's your feet on the board, holding it in position up there. Now obviously when you're doing this, your shoulders are going to be a big part to play as well, because you have to get them to turn all the way around in order to then carry on with that turn and bring the board the rest of the way in. So as you come in, you're looking to look over your left hand shoulder. This is whilst you're pointing your toe out, holding on like that, looking over the shoulder, leaning in, and then it's just a case of lifting the board off the coping. With this one, much like the back feeble fakie, you're going to be keeping your weight right in the ramp so that you can get back in. So when you're on this coping, you're on it like this, and because the board's like this, that means your feet are on it like that, and you're leaning back with it. If you get too up on top of the coping, it's going to be a lot harder to pull it back in, and also it's going to feel a whole lot scarier. Trust me. You will probably find that the coming up and planting the front feeble with your feet is going to be a lot easier at first than finding the commitment to come back in. But honestly, you just have to trust in yourself, because it's only this wheel that's locked on the coping here that's holding on. So when you've lifted back up over these front trucks, there is like no tension there whatsoever. The wheel is just going to come in, and as long as your weight is in the ramp like it should be, you're just going to ride away. It's going to go perfectly. It's just scary to commit to at first, and then once you've done one, you go, oh. So that's stalling them. Now we're going to move on to the grinding. The difference between stalling and grinding is the angle you take in. You're going to have to carve it up into this one front side, leaning on the heels, so that when you click it in, it grinds across the coping. I must admit, when you are grinding this one, you're going to have to lean back on the board a lot more and sit back so that you actually get it to grind, because much like the feeble fakie, the front wheels can touch up here and it'll just make it swoop out and you'll fall off. So the idea is to get it so that you're right on the back, leaning it in so those wheels don't touch, and you'll get it to come all the way across and back in. This front foot Your toes ideally want to be pointing outwards. If you imagine my fingertips and my toes, you want them to be properly pointing up the board, because that's going to fully control it when you pull it back in. This one really isn't an easy trick. You're going to have to put some effort in to get it right, because turning frontside is not easy at the best of times, especially not when you're putting your board into front feeble. But if you keep at it, you'll definitely get it. I'd suggest trying it on smaller quarters when you're stalling and stuff like that, because that's going to help you to learn the actual motion and get the technique of your front feeble down. But when you start grinding them, you're going to want to go for a slightly steeper quarter, just because those front wheels can get so much easier stuck if you're on a very mellow quarter, and it will just slide out and you won't get the front feeble that you're looking for to grind. So if you want to grind them, slightly steeper ramp. Thank you everybody for coming to watch this video today. I hope it helped you to learn this trick. If you liked our video, click like, leave us a comment below if there's any tricks you want us to do, and obviously click subscribe and the little bell, and you'll always be the first to see our videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.